Governor Inslee is coming to Pullman.
And how 4 lucky artists can win $600 here on Murrow News 8.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Nick Beck.
And I'm Alexander Huddleston. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
On February 4th, the U.S. shot down what was supposedly a Chinese spy balloon off the coast of South Carolina. In 2022 alone, the government collected 336 reports of UFOs. 26 were identified as drones, 163 were balloons, 6 were attributed to airborne clutter, and the rest unattributed.
Governor Jay Inslee is coming to Pullman tomorrow. He has a full day of meeting with agricultural industry workers, economic development officials, and students at Washington State University to discuss the development of a biodiesel plant here in the Palouse. Whitman County officials agreed to purchase the land for the biodiesel plant back in January.
ASWSU has a resolution to provide students transportation to the Pullman-Moscow airport. Murrow News 8's Gabby Durante has the story.
Like my whole day, and a lot of students who don't have vehicles, they have to schedule their days around the transportation services available. That's why this resolution is important.
ASWSU is working towards getting reliable transportation to the Pullman-Moscow airport for students to use. Senator Arielle is one of the authors of this resolution and currently is talking to Cougar Safe Rides, WSU Transit, and Pullman Transit to see who can make this happen.
Like, we want to schedule a meeting. What is all of you guys' availability? Because you guys are all representing, your organizations, and we understand you're all busy. So if you could respond with your availability, we can pick a date where we're all available, be through via Zoom, and then really just discuss what needs to be discussed.
Senator Arielle says after this meeting, she hopes that each provider can give her more information to move forward with this resolution. And she's currently waiting to see if Pullman Transit will be awarded a grant in order to fund for new routes to the airport. If not, then they're going to weigh out their options with WSU Transit and Cougar Safe Rides.
I'm here at the Chinook bus stop, which is like the center of campus, and Senator Arielle says she's hoping that a location like this will be the pickup spot.
Essentially, SWSU is doing everything we can to make sure that this doesn't fall through the cracks. It's a very important resolution that I initially didn't realize was this important, and that many students were depending on it. So now that I see how many students are depending on it, and you factor in that the Pullman airport is getting an expansion, a new runway, and a bigger baggage claim area, and they're expecting like a dozen more foot traffic through the airport, why not implement a transportation system?
Reporting from Pullman, I'm Gabby Durante, Murrow, News 8.
The Moscow Art Walk is currently taking place right now. It's an event that celebrates the artists of the Palouse. We sent our reporter Damian Alvarado to tell us more. Damian?
Thanks, Alex. Yes, I'm currently here in Moscow, Idaho, on Main Street, where the Moscow Art Walk is taking place. Also outside of the Moscow Contemporary, where these events are happening. When you get here, it kind of looks like a dead scene, but that's because everything is happening inside. I went in there and talked to one of the employees who's helping run this event, and she told me that the vibes are pretty fun and that people are coming with families, with their kids, and if you're looking to go out for the nightlife, you should come out here and check out one of these events. Some of the things that are happening is they're having a food culinary. They're gonna do live music events, and they're also gonna have, some art going on. So this event is taking place right now from 4 to 8 p.m. here in Moscow. And that's pretty much all I hear. That's all I have from here, sending it back to the studio with Alex.
And applications are now available for Moscow artwork installations. The Moscow Arts Department is looking for three-dimensional artwork for a one-year installation at the Intermodal Transit Center Sculpture Garden. Proposals will be accepted through April 21st, and only 4 sculptures will be selected for installation. The artists of those sculptures will be rewarded $600 for their artwork. Coming up, a new option is available for contacting 911.
And a new study shows that CBD can prevent smoking. Next on Murrow News 8. Well, you might want to pay attention to this breaking news. You can now text 911 in Whitman County. Right now, most counties in the state have this option available, including our very own. This service should help those who are deaf, hard of hearing, speech impaired, or anyone who might be unsafe if they were heard by an intruder or an abuser. According to the Deputy State 911 Coordinator, texting doesn't get help to you as fast as calling does, but please use the method that keeps you the safest.
Well, we just came out of National Blood Donor Month in January, but there's still a blood shortage happening in our area. Murrow News 8 reporter Celine Arif has the story for you.
You may not think about it day to day, but every day, about 29,000 units of red blood cells are needed in the U.S.
Every 2 seconds, someone's going to need blood. Well, we can only donate every 8 weeks or every 2 months, but blood is perishable, so it only lasts on the shelves only 6 weeks. We actually are losing it faster than the people who are donating are coming in to donate.
Joe Fairbanks manages day-to-day operations for Vitalant, the nation's largest independent and nonprofit blood service provider, and he's calling the current need for blood an emergency shortage.
1 out of every 7 people who goes into your local hospital is going to need blood. There's a lot of people who go into a hospital every day.
Here's how Joe explained it to me. Over 60% of the U.S. population is eligible to donate, and yet only 3% of them do. But for those who do donate, they save up to 3 lives with each whole blood donation.
And if saving up to 3 lives is not enough for you, you also get free snacks out of it.
But for Grace Forsman, it's not these snacks that have made her a repeat donor.
Feels great. I just feel on top of the world. I know I'm helping somebody out. I know I've done my part.
Vitalant's hope for the future is to get more younger people, like Grace, introduced to the idea of donating blood regularly. And that's why they come to college campuses like WSU, hoping to get more people on board with this idea.
You can do it and it'll be great. And you'll feel great afterwards because you'll save lives. Like, there's no better feeling than that.
Cannabis oil, or CBD, can hinder the metabolism of nicotine, which could help prevent the urge to smoke more cigarettes. WSU researchers looked into its major metabolite, which also showed a key enzyme in the metabolism process. The researchers found that CYP2A6 is that key enzyme. The impact of the CBD with this enzyme looked to be very strong, as it prevented the enzyme's activity 50%, which could help prevent cigarette smoking.
Well, you may have noticed the sun while walking to class today. Brinkley, how much longer are we going to be seeing the sunshine?
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. We're going to have about 30 minutes left. As you can see, the sun does set at 5:15, and that's about the end of the sunshine that we are going to be seeing. Tonight, we are going to see some clouds roll in, and so that 43 weather is going to drop to about 27 degrees. As for tomorrow, it's also going to stay kind of dark and gloomy, sadly. We are going to get up to about 44, but it's not going to feel that warm. And we are once again going to have roughly a 5:15 sunset, and there are going to be some 7 to 13 mile an hour winds, so it is going to be a little cool tomorrow. As we look into around the map today, we do see that central and eastern Washington have the nicest weather today. Mid to upper 40s, some nice sunshine. Pullman's the only one with a little bit of overcast. However, as we look at western Washington, they have the doom and gloom today. Lots of clouds, lots of rain, even though it is up in the upper 40s. Now, as we cycle into the 5-day forecast, Pullman also has some doom and gloom. Now, it is going to be about 41 degrees tomorrow, and there are going to be some clouds, but Saturday, you are going to need to grab a jacket with a hood. It's going to be rainy, it's going to be in the 40s, and it's going to dip into the 30s, so be careful on Sunday as you leave your house. There might be just a little bit of ice. However, Sunday, it's going to get up to about 45, low of 36 overnight into Monday, where there is going to be some rain, middle 40s that day, so you're still going to need a jacket, definitely a hood, and then it's going to get into the 30s. So as we go into Tuesday, you are going to need to check your car for some ice, maybe park in your garage if that's an option, grab your snow boots, grab a nice heavy jacket on your way to class, and be careful for that ice. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thank you, Brinkley. I will be sure to have a jacket on me. So coming up, the WSU men's basketball team gets ready for their game tonight.
And a former UW coach joins the coaching staff of an NFL team. Next on Murrow News 8.
At 8 p.m. tonight, our men's basketball team is a home game against the 10-16 Oregon State Beavers. The Beavers are averaging 61.4 points, led by freshman guard Jordan Pope, who's averaged just under 13 points a game this season. The Cougs, on the other hand, are averaging 66.9 points and are led by the dynamic big man duo of TJ Bamba and Muhammad Gay. The Beavers are 2-6 in their last 8 games, whereas the Cougs have been playing pretty well at Beasley with an 8-3 home record on the season. Former Huskies coach Jimmy Lake was just hired by the Los Angeles Rams. His role on the team is unclear at this point, but with Lake's history of coaching DBs, I wouldn't be surprised if he helps out on the defense end in some capacity. This will be the 46-year-old's first coaching job since November 2021, when he was fired by a UW after a controversial altercation with a linebacker on his team. Sad the NFL season's over? Don't worry, football fans, because the XFL is kicking off their first game this Saturday, bringing back a fan-favorite kickoff rule. The rule consists of 10 players on each team lining up 5 yards across from each other. Additionally, no one except the kicker can move until the returner has touched the ball or if the ball has been on the ground for 3 seconds. According to the XFL, there are 2 major advantages to this rule, one being fewer injuries and the other are more kickoffs are actually returned. That's all for sports today. Back to Nick and Alex at the desk.
Coming up, there's a certain someone's birthday you might want to know about. Next on Murrow News 8.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work.
Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
Happy birthday to the hit singer The Weeknd.
Yes,
Big
happy
fan of your
birthday.
music. Yeah.
And thank you for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpb.org/MN8, and you can also follow us on our Facebook and Twitter. From us here on Murrow News 8, good night and good luck.